Carolina is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the Vice Chair of the committee for yielding. Mr. Speaker, the Unaffordable Care Act was born as a lie and continues to be promoted in terms that are lies. Remember these promises? If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. If you like your health insurance, you can keep your insurance. Americans will save over $2,500 per year. All of those were lies. And now those who continue to support the Unaffordable Care Act are misleading Americans about its current situation. When the law was first debated, Democrats insisted that over 50 million Americans couldn't afford health insurance. That was exposed as a lie. Many Americans proved simply to be foregoing insurance in many instances. Democrats used this as an excuse to rewrite the entire framework of the individual health care insurance marketplace, forcing people onto plans that had their premiums rise by 129% since 2014. Indeed, the very first year Obamacare went into effect, premiums skyrocketed by 47%. This is the true record of the Unaffordable Care Act. And despite the lies that continue to be told in the media to this day, Republicans have always proposed alternatives to the failed Unaffordable Care Act framework that Democrats continue to force onto Americans, and we're doing it again with this bill. Instead of simply enabling the current fraud, waste, and abuse exposed in the Unaffordable Care subsidy scheme that Democrats are addicted to, we're offering transformative policies that will root out hidden costs, attack inflationary programs, and increase competition throughout the entire healthcare insurance marketplace, lowering premiums for all Americans. But, Mr. Speaker, even when all the evidence is presented to them on how rancid of a health care scheme the Unaffordable Care Act really is, Democrats leap to their feet and become entirely apoplectic. They do not tell the truth about the current situation or what we are doing. This is why they fused themselves to the Unaffordable Care Act to such a point that they outright refuse to seek reasonable reforms that help Americans afford health care. They won't do it. Look at how they've superglued themselves to their temporary COVID subsidies that they themselves concocted and stamped an end date on, as my colleague has said. I suppose all they know how to do is prop up a failed program that's littered with waste, fraud, and abuse, like cancerous lesions. Don't take my word for it. Just look at the GAO report. Its estimates show millions of improper enrollments, costing American taxpayers up to $275 billion annually. One Social Security number used for 26,000 days of coverage. More than 58,000 deceased people receiving tax credits. All in all, a massive fraudulent boondoggle for the American people. Meanwhile, Republicans remain committed to rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse in all corners of the federal government. The CBO already confirmed that our efforts to root out waste, fraud, and abuse in the Unaffordable Care Act by way of H.R. 1 lowered health care premiums for enrollees. Imagine that. Attacking waste and fraud lowers cost. Yet Democrats want to embrace the opposite and cement a system of inflation. And here's the kicker, Mr. Speaker. Only 7% of Americans enrolled in an Unaffordable Care Act plan would see a paltry 4% decrease in their premiums if these subsidies were extended. Republicans are advancing real reforms in health care. Unlike Democrats, we're not attempting to place a Band-Aid on a ruptured artery and call it a day. Mr. Speaker, the Lower Health Care Premiums for All Americans Act is our solution. It's the solution that the American people deserve. It would lower health care premiums by 11% for all Americans, increase health care access, expand choice in health care, and bring about greater transparency to the health care system in the United States. Republicans are offering a clear, responsible, and straightforward solution so that all Americans have access to health care that is affordable and meets their respective needs. If our colleagues were serious about making health care more affordable for Americans, they'd support this bill alongside Republicans. Let's see what they choose to do. I yield back.